Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. It is a rematch for the NWA Anarchy Young Lions Championship. Introducing first the challenger from Hollywood, California, weighing in at 180 pounds. He is the former NWA Anarchy Young Lions Champion, Anthony Henry. And his opponent, making his spring residence in Waco, Texas, weighing in at 204 pounds, he is the NWA Anarchy Young Lions Champion, John Skyler!
And we are underway in this championship matchup, and John Johnson has still not returned. Perhaps he's back in the locker room area. However, it looks like I'm going to be joined by Brett Wolverton, our ring announcer, maybe to fill in. I'm not sure what's going on back there. We heard about the Jacoby Boykins situation. Basically, John Johnson offering up Jacoby Boykins to Jeff G. Bailey. We'll have to see whether Jeff G. Bailey takes him up on that or not. I'm going to try and get some more information. Should John Johnson return, I'm sure he's probably trying to strike some type of deal. And we've got a great championship matchup here. It's kind of like a rematch in some ways from Hardcore Hell. The only difference is taking the Stephen Walters factor out of it, because it was a three-way matchup here. And that's exactly how John Skyler was able to best those two to be able...
I haven't even had a chance to say anything, and now Johnson's sending me away.
Please stay, please. Is there any way, I beg of you, I've got $2 in my pocket.
He's getting the NWA Elite on his side. I don't want to make him mad.
Well, true enough. Well, it was fun while it lasted, at least. It sounds like some of my dating life. And unfortunately, I guess I'm going to be joined back by John Johnson. Either he was able to make a deal, or there must have been some more jelly donuts and catering. But the championship match continues for the Young Lions Championship here, part of NWA Anarchy Television. The NWA Anarchy Young Lions Championship certainly held by many notables. And John Skyler, well, he hasn't really been able to defend it much, but he's got a lot of bookings that I know in regards to throughout several states, not just the continental U.S., but Hawaii and Alaska as well. All on the horizon for John Skyler. Not really a big fan of his attitude, but I certainly got to give it to him. He's kind of a deserving champion in some ways.
You know something, Timmy D?
You're back. Thank God.
I am back. And, you know, right now we do have this very important Young Lions match going on, but I went to the ring just a few minutes ago because my eyes were wide open. I know she saw me over here on the old droid. I was texting Jacoby. My eyes are wide open. What I saw in that ring in that previous match between those two kids made me sick. I know what line I'm on now. I know what needs to be done.
So it took you, Joey Reimer, to basically be able to decide that? Did it take you to that moment to decide that that's the line you needed to be able to make?
You don't have to worry about it, because I've offered up Jacoby Boykins. I've offered up his services to the NWA Elite.
Yeah, and touching on that, you've offered up the services. My point, is there a certain dollar figure in mind? Is it even money that you're offering? I know you're a man that loves wealth and money, and Jeff G. Bailey has it. Where's the ultimate motivation behind John Johnson in this?
Don't you worry about that, okay? And I'll tell you this, it doesn't have anything to do with money, okay? It has nothing to do with money. Right now we got the Young Lions Championship in the ring. The champion, John Skyler, who won that title at Hardcore Hell, in the ring, taking on the former champion, the man that he defeated for that championship, Anthony Henry. And this is this week's feature contest. And I mean, the thing is, I will say this, the Young Lions division here in NWA Anarchy is very exciting. There's a buzz about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at, just take Anthony Henry, for example. Time and time again here on Anarchy Television, we have seen Anthony Henry defend that championship successfully against top-name opponents. And now, John Skyler holds that championship, And I certainly predict for him that if he's able to get through this matchup here, and like I said, he's got a lot of bookings already on the horizon to be able to defend that championship, I almost predict great things for John Skyler, and I think he's going to be just the same vein as Anthony Henry.
All right, and calm down there, Cha-Cha. Let me talk to you for a second, okay? What I was going to get to the point of, the Young Lions division has always been exciting. We've always had some of the greatest young athletes come into the Young Lions division. Do you not realize when the Young Lions division was created, what regime created the Young Lions Championship, sir? Do you go ahead and tell me?
The Jerry Palmer regime.
That's right. When Jerry Palmer owned NWA Anarchy, this was one of the lasting legacies he gave us. The Young Lions division, exciting wrestling that gives young men the chance to get in there and hone their craft and have a championship that's their own. That was Jerry Palmer. It wasn't Franklin Dove. You know what Franklin Dove gave us?
What?
Barney dolls.
Well, I tell you what, though, I'm not going to take anything away from Jerry Palmer and all the history that he has given us here as part of NWA Anarchy, but there's something to be said about Franklin Dove in regards to he has continued. I know you say the vision of Jerry Palmer, but I feel like what Franklin Dunn has done has been able to see certain things like, Brody Ray Chase is an enforcer, trying to keep things a little more fair for our fans here as well, too, and certainly trying to make this a more even contest throughout the matchups here at Anarchy, and that's one thing that Franklin Dove has given us, and I applaud him for that.
Well, that may be so. That may be your opinion, but it's only your opinion. And John Skyler, you've sung his praises here several times tonight, and I had to agree with you. John Skyler is one of the most exciting young athletes here in NWA Anarchy, and it's mainly because of this Young Lions division that brought him here, that he's become successful in that division to become the Young Lions champion.
Well, I'm certainly not going to take away from Anthony Henry as well, because like I said, time and time again, he has defended that championship. And I mean, someone from a man that is a former, tag team champion, and to be able to break through that stigma that so many people have from going from tag team ranks to singles competition, but I feel like he successfully did that, and you can't take anything away from him. And I feel like on any given night, Anthony Henry certainly could win championship gold again, but I just feel like John Skyler, coming off the heels of Hardcore Hell, is unstoppable right now at this moment.
And definitely so. And you take a look at John Skyler, has the control over Anthony Henry right now, but wasting a lot of time. Definitely not the wisest thing John Skyler could do.
Well, I've certainly seen that a lot with John Skyler. Now, that's one thing that I've certainly argued up here in the broadcast booth, and we've also seen him team up on time and time again with Bobby Moore, and I feel like those two, there's a lot of times where they really waste their opportunity to be able to capitalize. They've got the man down. Why not go in and go in maybe for your finisher maneuver and go in for that pin? It isn't about, you're not getting paid by the minute, you're getting paid by the victory.
Absolutely right, and I'll agree with you on that one. And I do tell my guys, you don't waste time, you don't do things like that. But sometimes, these guys, you get to their mentality that this is the best that they can do, and they just get stuck in this stigmatism.
Yeah, and it's funny, you say your guys, and you're talking about Jacoby Boykins, what we saw about earlier. Oh, nice spear there from John Skyler. This is probably going to be it. We've certainly seen him win time and time again with the spear, and I thought it was going to be 3, but it was 2. Talking about your guys, I mean, did you really need to continually decimate the 2 men that were in that ring, talking about Joey Reimer and Najism? I mean, I feel like you made your point.
Sir, sometimes when there's a point to make, you got to make sure you put an exclamation point on it. Nobody was ever scared by a sentence. Everybody is scared by a statement.
Well, we're certainly going to see what happens with regards to that, whether Jeff G. Bailey takes you up on your offer, and we've got some great action right here. Again, our main event this week for NWA Anarchy Television. We thank you so much for joining us. Timmy Period D here along with John Johnson, and great mat wrestling going on here, and John Skyler able to take what was, man, he's really cinching it in there, and Anthony Henry's trying to fight out of it before he loses consciousness.
And John Skyler, this could be it for Anthony Henry.
Yeah, referee Brett Wiley is certainly checking on it and asking if he gives up. I feel like at some point soon he's going to have to check the arms, but wait a second, John Skyler rolling over for another advantage on a different angle there, which is actually pretty smart because you're getting your man back and forth, and certainly with that blood loss, you're kind of totally disorienting your opponent.
And that's And that's the whole point. I mean, that is getting into the head, getting your opponent taken care of. And that's the skills of one John Skyler. And right now, he goes right back into it.
Yeah, but luckily Anthony Henry is able to counter that and use the turnbuckle there, but it's still not able to break that hold. He's tried it twice. Now he's going to arm drag takedown him and see if he can't get some type of move there. But, he was still not wherewithal with everything that he was at, and John Skyler able to just cut him off the pass right there and still lay an offensive move in. And now where it's going to happen here, John Skyler going to try and drop the elbow on the back, going for the right as well. And it still looks like this whole entire contest has been all John Skyler.
And I'll tell you something that, John Skyler doesn't need to do. He doesn't need to underestimate Anthony Henry. And the main reason behind that is because Anthony Henry, as much as I don't like the guy, I will give him credit. A very successful MMA fighter, aside from being a professional wrestler. So, I mean, he has the toughness. He has the skills. This is one of these kind of men. It's very hard to outfight Anthony Henry.
Oh, man, did you hear that? All the way up here it resonated, and I certainly think that John Skyler's on Wobbly Street right here. Anthony Henry picking him up, but John Skyler trying to counter, goes in for it. Oh, and a big power slam, and Anthony Henry catches him 1-2. Oh, man, we were just inches away from a brand new Young Lions champion, and Anthony Henry's trying to seize on that opportunity and that momentum.
And that he is, and I mean, right now, he doesn't need to waste time. He's got to go in on the momentum. He had the pace of the match he wants. You don't slow it down, because when you're slowing it down, you're giving Skyler a chance to breathe. And not only that, you've got to remember, Anthony Henry no longer has the champion's advantage.
Well, I'll tell you who might have a difficulty in breathing is John Skyler. This could be it right here. He caught him, but only a 2 count. And those vicious kicks that we heard from Anthony Henry onto John Skyler. And wait a second. He rolls him up inside cradle, too. Only a 2 count again. The back and forth of this matchup. And is he going to be able to bridge out, or is this going to be it? Oh, he did. The strength from Anthony Henry. And now could he be setting him up here for the backslide? John Skyler's trying to block it and get all the momentum back on his side. And now Anthony Henry's trying to fight back as well, too. Oh, great reversal there. Anthony Henry is going to try and go for the cloverleaf, trying to flip him over and cinch it in. He's sitting back on it. The referee is checking with him to see if he gives up. There's still fight left.
And Anthony Henry, I don't know if you caught it there or not, but a lot of times he'll turn with it. This time he flipped with it to keep him in the same position. Had he turned with it, he would have put John Skyler closer to the ropes.
Well, John Skyler's inching little by little to that rope. He's almost there, and he's got it. And now Anthony Henry's going to have to break that hold. He's got to the count of 5 and does so. And now where does Anthony Henry go from here? Certainly with John Skyler trying to roll out to get a little bit of feeling back in his legs. On the apron was John Skyler using that opportunity right there as the game could be the game changer. Looks like he might be setting him up for yet another spear. Anthony Henry not really seeing what's going on. He's going to go for it there. Oh, wait a second. I thought it was a spear, but able to do a roll through. Oh, could this be a version of his own? Perhaps turning him over. Oh, and he's got that cinched in as well.
And, that right there, you just see John Skyler, look at the look in his eyes. He is determined. He is bound and determined to beat Anthony Henry with his own move here.
Talk about insult to injury. First the man takes his title, and then to beat him and have him tap out with his own move. Certainly it would be a rough day for Anthony Henry. Wait a second, rolls through. Only a 2 count as well, too. Woo! I tell you, this is exactly what we expect for our main events here at NWA Anarchy, keeping us on our toes. And now Anthony Henry on the apron as well. And he's going to go in for the spear. He connects with it. He's got him already was able to roll through as well, too. And I thought that might have been it. I thought we had a new champion.
I thought we had a new champion, too, right there. But nonetheless,
the fight still continues. Anthony Henry looking out to the crowd here in Cornelia, needing that little bit extra oomph to be able to maybe put this match away. But the problem is he may have allowed a little bit more time with John Skyler, and that's exactly what happened. John Skyler, the great equalizer of what he just did, knocking off Anthony Henry. But now the problem is, can John Skyler follow through with this?
And John Skyler definitely going to attempt it here.
Could he be setting up here for the suplex? Anthony Henry trying to fight back. Headbutt, knocks down John Skyler. And now Anthony Henry going to go to the top rope, looking around, that little extra bit of encouragement, goes for it. Oh, the big splash. The frog splash connects. He's got him rolled up 2 and 3. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That wasn't 3.
That was only a 2. Only a 2 count there. Anthony Henry, I think what he heard was Brent Wiley hitting the mat when he fell down and thought that was the 1. And I think that's exactly what he heard and thought he had the 3. Instead, it was only a 2 count.
Well, both of these men have hit their signature maneuvers. What is it going to take? And it may be something just like that. You heard the kick, the impact from that kick. And Anthony Henry has got the man hooked here. Go over to the top rope. That was going to be a tornado DDT. But John Skyler, oh, great. Oh, connects with it. And all he has to do is go in for the cover. And this is certainly going to be it. He connects it with him yet again. John Skyler senses it, and I do too. Oh, he 2 count.
That was only a 2. Anthony Henry from somewhere was able to push off there. And a lot of that may have been John Skyler's fault because he had Anthony Henry's legs in a position where he was able to push off a little bit using that leg strength, that upper leg, and that's exactly what he did, was able to push up and then in turn knock Skyler off and get the shoulders up.
Wow, it just makes you wonder what's the outcome of this matchup going to be. The intensity that it's been, near falls back and forth. Both men are spent and giving it their all. They know this is the headline feature contest here for our television episode this week for NWA Anarchy. And it is all on the line for the Young Lions Championship. And I can't even imagine what these competitors must be going through to be back and forth like this time and time again in this matchup, giving it their all. And it just when it seems like you might have an advantage from one, the other one is able to get in a move as well too.
And here we go. The thing is, both of these men, they know how important that Young Lions Championship is. And it's important to both of them. And you see, right, there's where I go back. The MMA, the fighting, the mixed martial arts, that came from right there. Look, at John Skyler able to recover and hit that big drop kick out of nowhere. Both these men are dishing out the punishment, but more importantly, both these men are taking the punishment.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it may come down to the last person who has the most endurance, because both men have certainly taken the most punishment, and the question is, who wants it worse? Who wants it more? They know what's on the line. They don't have to be reminded. The question is, who's going to be able to really basically put it away and become the victor? And Anthony Henry, almost on his feet, but looked like John Skyler was first. Certainly the advantage has got to go to him. And he met Anthony Henry in the corner, but Anthony Henry holding, oh wow, almost like a variation of the side Russian leg sweep there. But John Skyler not able to capitalize yet again and go in for that pin. I don't understand why.
It's a lack of good judgment coming over from John Skyler.
Well, it's almost like he wants, if he's going to win, he wants to win with a high-impact maneuver, but sometimes it's not about what you do, it's just, the getting the win. And he's going up to the top rope here, but now is not the time for showing off. You've got a championship to retain. And wow, that's a great equalizer no matter how you are. There's nothing scientific about that. And Anthony Henry seizing on that opportunity. He's got John Skyler up on the top rope. John Skyler certainly needs to be able to get down off of this. There's not really too many places that he can go from here. Anthony Henry, oh man, is able to flip him over. Wait a second, John Skyler with the roll through. And now Anthony Henry trying to get the legs yet again for the Texas Cloverleaf. Cinches it back. He's got it locked in. The referee is asking him.
And nowhere to go for John Skyler.
He's in the middle of that ring. No ropes for him to grab. He's got to start inching his way, crawling on his belly.
He's biting his fingers. He was pulling his hair, trying to keep from tapping out.
Oh, he tapped!
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner as a result of a submission. And once again, NWA Anarchy Young Lions Champion, Anthony Henry!
Can you believe it? What a way to end NWA Anarchy this week.
Anthony Henry retains that NWA Anarchy Young Lions Championship, or regained, the NWA Anarchy Young Lions Championship. What a well-fought contest this was. Both men gave it their all. Both men were there. They could have gone either way. But on this night, it goes the way of the former Young Lions champion, Anthony Henry, who is now carrying that championship